Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to today's class. So this is going to be a gentle yoga class, kind of for days that you're feeling a little tired, but you still want to stretch, or maybe even for days that you're feeling stressed out and you need something to help you unwind. So hopefully this class will be something that you can add to your repertoire. So before I get started, I wanted to talk about blocks. So two different kinds of blocks here. Both of them are more of the narrower type of blocks instead of those thicker blocks. I don't have one on hand, but I can show you the difference. And this one is a foam block. So you can see it's really smushy and really easily gives to the body. If this is what you have, then I want you to use it. But if by any chance you can get your hands on a cork block like this, it's nice and solid and it's a little bit thicker widthwise, feel free to use one of these, especially when we go ahead and do some spinal extension, supported spinal extension, which we'll be doing today. So today's class, and I'll be checking my watch to try to keep myself on track, I'd like to do about 30-35 minutes or so and kind of piece things together and work a little bit on spinal extension. So those of you who don't know me, I have L4, L5 injured and S1 torn from a car accident a few years ago. So for me, spinal extension is not my favorite thing to do, even though it is a great thing to do for those of us with back problems or back challenges. So I'll focus a bit on that. And I'm also going to be using a yoga strap. So you can use your mat strap. This is what this is. This is my mat strap. You have a traditional yoga strap. If you don't have a traditional yoga strap, you can use a belt, a tie, something that's solid, not the loose resistance bands or the elastic resistance bands. You're going to want something that doesn't have any give. So I like to set my stuff up at what's going to eventually be the back of my mat. So before I get us started on the official class, in terms of seated, for me, as you can see, I have really open hips. My outer thighs drop down. I can sit seated, cross-legged pretty well. If you have a block, what you're going to do is prop yourself up under the block if you notice that you can't let your legs drop down and or your back feels really tight or your hips feel really tight. So how do you know you need a block? If you sit cross-legged, you look like this, right? So we want to use the block to elevate us so that we can lengthen the spine. If that doesn't work for you, then you can always use with or without a block, your legs a little bit open and apart, your legs in extension. What I want you to focus on is elongating the spine. And no matter what it is, try to spend some time in cross-legged. So sometimes I take half lotus. Today I'm just going to take a little wider seat. So basically I have my heels lined up with my groin. So we're going to go ahead and rest the hands on the lap. I'm going to take a look at my time. Close your eyes and take a few moments to breathe. So you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. So often what happens, and especially nowadays where we have so much stress in our lives and so much upheaval and so much change, it's really easy to get super stressed out and to forget to breathe. And we are breathing, but maybe we're breathing more from our chest as opposed to our diaphragm. So what we're going to do is make sure that we're really deeply breathing. So we're going to inhale, feel the abdomen, rib cage, and chest expand as the hands rest on the lap. And exhale, feel the chest, rib cage, and abdomen draw inward. Inhale, expand. And exhale, empty. Again, inhale, expand. And exhale, empty. Continuing to breathe in this fashion, really root down into your foundation, into your seat. Feel the outer thighs drop as the spine elongates. Feel the shoulders relax and your face relax. Releasing tension from your body. Allow the breath to be your guidepost to keep you relaxed and calm. Slow, deep, steady in-breaths. Complete out-breaths. Keep your mind's awareness on your breathing. Good. Now let's go ahead. Roll the shoulders back, gently blink the eyes open. So let's go ahead and get started today with a little bit of forward flexion. So we're going to place our fingertips to the earth. The wrists are going to be in line with the shoulders. We're going to press down through the fingertips. Inhale, draw the tailbone back, lift your chest, and slightly pull the ground toward you so you can feel your mid-back activate. Then as you exhale, start to walk yourselves forward, allowing your spine to drop. So I have pretty deep forward flexion. You don't have to come this far down. You can always come halfway up, bring your forearms, elbows down, or go ahead and release all the way down. You want to try to keep lengthening your spine. Certainly root your seat, let your outer hips drop, and feel relaxation through your back. Taking deep in breaths and complete out breaths. Now let's go ahead, inhale, bring the spine back up, taking your time, draw the shoulders down. Now let's sweep the arms behind us, turn the fingertips back, palms toward you. Arms are going to be slightly wider than hip width and keep the elbows straight. You're going to inhale, draw the tailbone back, lift the chest, allow the collarbones to broaden, hug your inner elbows in. Feel the front of your body stretch. Look up toward the ceiling, keep drawing the tailbone back. If you get vertigo at all, just close your eyes. That's why I'm closing mine. Little bit of vertigo. Good. Now inhale, sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands back to your lap, and let's go ahead and switch the cross of the legs. So we're going to do opposite leg in front, re-rooting the seat, sitting up tall, and lifting the chest. Try to relax. Keep yourself from trying to go to the next thing. Keep connected here to center. So the purpose today is to relax, right? Not to do and keep doing. So now let's take a little bit of a twist, keeping your hands on your lap. Exhale the upper body to the right. Keep drawing your left hip back, and your hands are just resting lightly on your knees. Then inhale, return to center. Draw the shoulders down. Exhale, rotate your upper body to the left, looking over your left shoulder, relaxing the hands. Inhale, return to center. Now slightly deeper twist. Exhale the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Right arm is behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, add a gentle twist. 2 more breaths like this. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Good. On the next in breath, return the spine to center. And now let's exhale, go around to the left. Right arm to the outside of the left thigh. Left arm is behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhaling, adding a gentle twist. And again like this. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. On the next in breath, return the spine to center. Nice job. Draw the shoulders back. Now let's go ahead and take the right hand to the outside of the right hip. You can start on your fingertips. You can go onto your palm. I'd like you to externally rotate the shoulders. You're going to turn your fingers slightly out. Press into the right hand. Root into the left seat, and you can even take your left hand to your left inner thigh and press that thigh down. Your elbow can be bent. It all depends right just on how deep your mobility, flexibility is. Now we're going to keep that rooted sensation. Inhale, the left arm rises, then exhale up and over to your right. You can keep your hand down, or if it's available to you, bring your elbow down. Plug the left shoulder in, look up toward the left bicep, and keep drawing the right rib cage toward the left. A big stretch along the left side of your body. Breathe. Keep lengthening through that left side. Good. Now inhale, go ahead and bring your spine on up. And let's exhale, turn the left palm behind us, bring the arm behind us, and reach your left fingertips toward the right. Square your chest out. Draw that left shoulder down, reach those fingertips. Maybe you bring your right arm in, hold on to the right forearm or the bicep, bend the right elbow, turning the palm up and sitting here nice and tall. Now exhale, hinge maybe 3-4 inches forward. Inhale, return to center. Again, exhale, hinge. Inhale, return to center. One more time, keep dropping the shoulders. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, return to center. Now let's exhale, release the arms. Notice already the difference in the arms. Left hand to the outside of the left hip. You can be on fingertips or palm down. Externally rotate that shoulder, square the hips and chest. Take your right arm, press it into that right inner thigh, root down, square the shoulders out. Breathe. Now we're going to go ahead and root that right seat. Inhale, the right arm rises, plug the right shoulder in. Exhale, up and over to your left, fanning your right rib cage out. Stack the shoulders, or stack the shoulder over the hip, square the shoulders out. Breathe, feel a big stretch along the right side. Connect to your breath. We're looking toward that right bicep. Good, now we're going to inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, turn the right palm away from us. Bring the arms, sneak it behind the back, reaching your right fingertips toward the left and drop the right shoulder, square yourself out. Now go ahead, take that left arm in. You can go ahead, hold on to the left forearm or bicep. Sit up nice and tall, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge forward. So noticing I'm not rounding my spine. I'm not bending at my waist. I'm just rocking forward, hinging forward at the hips or rocking forward. Inhale back one more time. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Now exhale, release. Draw the shoulders back. Take a moment here. Big in breath. Big out breath. Nice job. Now from here, let's go ahead and come up to all fours. So we're going to place the wrists directly underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. Spread your fingers out wide, tuck your toes, and the knees are going to be directly lined up with the hip points. Let's start today by taking a pointed toe approach, actually. Let's inhale, draw the tailbone back, send the chest forward and the shoulders back as you look straight ahead. Feel what happens in the low back, feel the stretch in the front of the body. Now exhale, tuck your toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine, rocking back slightly in an angry cat and looking inward. Again, inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, press away from gravity, shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, hollow out the belly, round the thoracic spine, rock back slightly, cat. One more time. Inhale, draw the tailbone back, draw the shoulders back, chest forward. And exhale, tuck your toes, round your thoracic spine, looking inward, cat. Now let's go ahead and return to neutral spine. Pull your belly in. We're going to inhale, extend that right leg back, press the right ball of the foot into the earth, and reach the right heel back as you send your chest forward, draw the shoulders back. So you're trying to stretch out the hamstring, the calf, lengthen through the Achilles. Good. Now inhale, bring that right knee back in. And if at any time this becomes too much for the knees, roll up your mat a little bit and go on top of the rolled out mat. Now we're going to exhale, extend that left foot back, square the left hip forward, push away from gravity. Here, draw the shoulders back and the chest forward, lengthen your neck. Really reach through that left heel. Another breath. Then exhale, let's bring that left knee underneath the left hip. Let's point the toes, take an exhalation, shift the buttocks back toward or to the heels, and walk your arms forward into a child's pose. Maybe the forehead comes down to the earth. If it doesn't quite reach the earth, reach back for your block, and you can place your forehead on the block at any height that works for you. Keep lengthening through the spine and connecting to your breath here. So my inner thighs are connected here. I'm lengthening my spine. I'm finding space in my back. Good, now we're going to inhale, come back up to all fours, walk the knees behind the hips, and the wrists are going to be underneath the shoulders. So we're going to take a little inhalation, rock the hips forward. Legs can be wider than hip width. It can always be at hip width. Then you're going to exhale, rock halfway back, let your chest drop, let those hips go up. Inhale, hips rock forward, drop the hips, open up the chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, halfway back. Feel like the hip points really go in and back. Good, let the chest drop. Then inhale, once again, draw the hips forward. And exhale, take those hips halfway back, draw the buttocks up. Nice big stretch here. Now we're going to inhale, rock forward, pull the belly button and tilt the tailbone a little bit between the thighs. So it's like you're sending your tailbone forward. Open up the chest, bend the elbows, drawing them in toward the rib cage, and slowly bring your spine down. I'm gonna keep those legs apart. So I like to go wider than hip width because of my back. So now we're just gonna inhale, lift the chest, lifting the head. So I have pretty much no weight in my hands. Draw the shoulders back, hug the inner elbows in, lengthen the back of the neck, and feel the buttocks engage slightly. Then exhale, release. Let's do that again. Inhale, float the head up, slightly float the chest up. Let's exhale, look to the right. Maybe look at your right pinky finger. Hug those inner elbows in. Inhale, center, feel the mid-back working. Then exhale, turn the head to the left. Inhale, return to center. And then exhale, come back down. Now, we're going to widen those arms out. So the hands are going to walk off the mat, left and right. Elbows are back and slightly out. We're going to inhale, lift just the head and chest, maybe a little bit more of the chest. Anchor the pubic bone and hip points down. Your buttocks will activate. Then exhale, lower back down. Again, we want to stay small. Inhale, lift, because it's really early in the practice, right? It is a short practice today, but we want to find that spinal extension in a gentle way. Then exhale, lower back down. Now we're going to bring the chin to the earth, reach the arms back behind you, and turn the palms down. So your fingertips press into the earth. Notice how my palms are up. I'm going to pull as if I'm pulling the back of the mat toward the front of the mat. And you're going to inhale, lift as you press your fingers down. Keep the feet down. They're going to try to lift. We'll get there in a moment. Draw the shoulders back. Connect to your breath. Really feel the mid-back work. So spinal extension, a lot of the time, we think of those gigantic yoga poses like wheel pose, or even some of the bigger poses like wild thing, right? Wild thing, wheel pose. We think of big bridges. It doesn't have to be that way. We think of those big cobras where people touch the back of their heads. Here is spinal extension. We're elongating, we're lengthening. We're not necessarily trying to bend into the spine. And then exhale, release. Feel how that strengthens your back. Now, since I don't like to do too many back bends one after the other, we're going to do one more, a variation of locust pose, where you are going to lift your legs. You're going to inhale, float your head and chest up, float your arms up, float your legs up, pull the abdominals in, anchor the hip points and pubic bone, hug those arms in toward the side body, connect to your breath. So I avoid drawing my chin up. I keep lengthening the back of my neck instead, and I take a diagonal gaze onto the mat. Breathe. Good, then exhale, release. Take a moment, let your back release. Now we're going to open the arms out to T. We're going to bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs left and right. Connect to your breath. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and straighten the legs once again behind us. Point the toes. Walk your fingertips back in line with your chest. Shoulders are back, elbows are in. We're going to inhale, come up to all fours, and then exhale, take a child's pose. So I'm a big proponent of 5 to 6 back bends at back to back, and then taking a breather here. So we're not doing very big back bends today, but we are going to do gentle back bends. Good. Now we're going to inhale, once again, come forward, tilt the tailbone between the thighs. So notice I went from kind of my buttocks back to all of a sudden pulling my belly in almost like a cat, and I'm going to go forward. Then I'm going to take that back again, let the buttocks go back, then exhale, pull the belly in, rock forward. One more time like that. Exhale, draw back. Exhale, pulling the belly in, come forward, keep going, keep going, keep going. Bend those elbows, lower your body back down. Now we're going to take Sphinx pose. So the elbows are going to be underneath the shoulders. Palms are going to face down. We're going to lengthen the back of the neck. So notice that my spine is in a little more of a kind of opening, lifting up off the ground than it was before. So technically the other poses are a little harder in terms of the effort required, but this one's a little more expansive through the back body. So here I'm anchoring my hip points down, pulling my abdominals in, drawing my shoulders back, and drawing my skull bone back. So visualize the Sphinx in Egypt. Now we're going to add a dimension by bending the right knee and flexing the right foot, and keep anchoring the right hip point down. You're going to feel that side body, the obliques get involved, a little bit more of the back body get involved. Connect to your breath, keep anchoring your hip points down. Draw the shoulders back, keep drawing the elbows in toward one another, and then exhale, release that right leg. Same thing other side. We're going to bend the left knee, flex the left foot, anchor the hip points down, open up through the chest, draw the shoulders back, and connect to your breath. Breathe. Then inhale, point the toes, and exhale, release the leg. Now let's do both legs. Lift the chest, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, bend both knees, flex both feet. Stay here with me, open up through the chest, draw the skull bone back, hug the inner elbows in, feel that back work. So a lot of work going on here. Breathe. Keep pulling your belly in. Might get a little shaky, I'm there myself. Try not to collapse the chest, keep lifting it up. Then exhale, release the legs. Create a pillow for your forehead, one hand on top of the other, elbows out. Take a moment or two here. Deep in breath, deep out breath. Good. And we're going to lift the head up, keep the arms where they are, draw the shoulders back and stay there for a moment. Pressing down through the arms, lifting up through the chest. Draw the shoulders back and feel the muscles beneath the underarms and down the rib cage. Get a little bit of work. Good. Now we're going to exhale, release. If you use your block, you're just going to send it back. Walk the fingertips back in line with the chest. Notice how the shoulders tend to go here. I want you to roll your shoulders back, hug your elbows in, anchor through the quads and tops of the feet. Inhale, come up into a cobra. So cobra can be here, it can be here, it can be here. Open up, lift your chest, anchor the quadriceps, pull the abdominals in, take a little teeny tiny tilt of that tailbone forward, engage your buttocks slightly. Breathe, stay with me, draw the shoulders back. Now go ahead, go halfway down. Exhale, hug the inner elbows in. Then inhale, come back up. And then exhale, big toes touch, knees apart, transition carefully back into a child's pose. Breathe. Move your hips a little bit left and right here, releasing tension. Good, then we're going to walk the wrists underneath the shoulders. Shoulders are back, elbows are in, and you're going to come on up. And instead of staying in hero's pose, we're going to go ahead and take a seat. So what I'd like you to do is make sure your props are to the back of the mat. We're going to scooch forward, and what we're going to do is go ahead and set our legs up for a little twist. So you're going to bring the right sole of the foot to the mat and extend your left leg in front of you and flex your left foot. The second toe lines up with the left hip point. Your right heel, you're going to walk it in towards your right buttock. You're going to wrap your arms around your right shin and you're going to grow nice and tall. Root into both sits bones. Connect to your breath. Notice how my spine is nice and straight. So from my skull bone down, I'm in alignment. So send your chest forward and the shoulders back. Now we're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right calf, cross the left foot to the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. And you're just going to hold here, lifting your chest. Hold on to the shin and the outer thigh. So the right foot can be closer to the knee or closer to the hip. If it's closer to the knee, requires a little less mobility, closer to the hip, a little more mobility. Now we're going to exhale, rotate the torso to the right. Notice I haven't changed my arms. Then you're going to wrap your left elbow crease around the right outer thigh and reach your right arm behind you. So you're trying to elongate the spine here. Keep flexing your left foot. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. You should feel stretch IT band and into the low back. Inhale, lift, lengthen, drop the shoulders. Exhale, twist. Good. Now we're going to inhale, return the spine to center. Exhale, uncross the right leg and straighten it out. Flex your right foot, second toe lines up with the right hip point. Root your seat. We're going to step that left foot in. Line that left foot up with your left sits bone. Wrap your arms around that left shin and find your tall spine. From the skull bone down, a nice straight line. Now we're going to take that left foot, step it to the outside of the right leg. So remember, closer to the knee, a little less mobility, closer to the hip, a little more mobility. So now you're just going to hold on to the leg with both arms. You're still going to keep the chest straight. So you can see how I went and anticipated what I was going to do next and almost went into the rotation. Now we're going to take the right elbow crease to the left thigh or outer shin. Left arm behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, add a gentle twist. Good. Another breath like this. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Good. Now we're going to inhale, return to center, uncross the left leg, and straighten it out. You're going to scooch slightly forward, and we're going to go ahead and walk the heels in toward us. Hold on to your shins, lift your chest, and lengthen your spine. Now you're going to exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly around the spine, and hang out here, holding on to your shins. Look into your belly or chest and feel the mid-back and the back of the neck stretch. Let that tailbone go forward and slightly up. Good. Now we're going to lift the heels and start to slide the feet in toward us as we roll onto our back. Let the shoulders, neck, and head land. Flex your feet and rock a little bit left and right. Keep lengthening your tailbone away from you. Find your breath. Good. Now we're going to exhale. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Keeping the heels drawn toward the buttocks. And the knees are going to track in line with the hips. And I want you to imagine that you're squeezing a yoga block between your thighs. Let the shoulders press into the earth. Let your head rest. And you're going to keep your head on straight. You're going to reach for your yoga block. And we're going to start off with the yoga block to our, let me do left side so you can see. Yoga block, I'll be to my left, you can place it to your right, wherever works for you. Arms are on either side of your hips. Step into your feet. You're going to inhale, do an articulated bridge. Tilt the tailbone between the thighs, imprint the low back. Press into the arms, exhale, squeeze the buttocks, lift your lower back up and your middle back up. So I'm adjusting my pants so you can see that my hips are indeed lifted. I'm drawing my knees away from me, shins away from me, heels toward me, and I'm keeping my belly in. This is more of kind of like a Pilates kind of bridge. We're going to take the yoga block. You can start off on the flattest level or go up to the second highest. Place the yoga block underneath your sacrum. It's the flat shelf beneath the lumbar curve just above the gluteal curve. So you can see my lumbar, it starts to curve here, and then my gluteus, there it curves right just on the other side of the block. So it's kind of a nice way to see that, right? There's my butt, and my lumbar ends right here where the block is. You can take your hands to your hip points, and if you're positioned properly, your hip points are aiming straight up. If they're aiming that way, away from you, the block is too high up. If they're aiming towards you, the block is too far down, so you're going to want to adjust. So this is a supported back bend. Right, and I like to work with these to help release the back. Let your belly just kind of sink. And we're going to be here for a little bit. Just releasing and relaxing tension. Focusing on your breath and maybe closing your eyes. Now, while we're here, just nod your head to the right or wherever your strap props are, and just go ahead and grab your strap, keep it nearby, and bring your head back to center. Then turn your head to the left, take a moment there, and bring your head back to center. Now, we're going to inhale, bring the right knee directly underneath the right hip and flex your right foot. Feel like a line of energy goes out through the right sits bone and through the right heel. And the knee stays directly for now aligned with the hip point. You can even take your hand to your hip point, slide up to make sure you're in alignment. 90-degree angle at the back of the knee. Now we're going to go ahead and take the hands to the hamstring and draw that right leg a little closer toward us. Notice that the tailbone is still going away from you. The tailbone hasn't changed. Keep lengthening the right buttock away. Just a few more breaths. Drawing the right leg towards you, right buttock away from you. Both shoulders remain down. Now we're going to inhale, extend the right leg up for a moment, and then exhale, bend the right knee. 2 more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Now you're going to inhale, extend. Keep that right leg up, ankle over the hip. Go ahead, grab your strap. Placing the strap, you may need to bend your knee. Place the strap around the ball of that right foot. Reach through your heel and stay here. So you're just going to lengthen through that right heel. Breathe. Lengthen your right buttock away. And you can use your strap to draw that right leg toward you to get a deeper hamstring stretch. If your block happens to move, then you can feel free to readjust. You might need to come out of the pose and come back into it. Inhale, exhale, maybe get a little deeper stretch. A couple more breaths here. You can stay here, or if you want to, straighten out that left leg and just let it drop. So if your back is achy, what I recommend is you flex your foot. If it feels okay, you can point or just relax your foot. You can try both. I'm going to go with the relaxed because my back's feeling pretty good. Keep drawing that right leg towards you, lengthening the right buttock away, and just feel the long, lean line that you're creating here. Don't know why I said lean, just came out of my mouth. But you get what I mean, long line. And then bend your left knee, bring the foot down. We're going to ease up on that strap and remove the strap. Set it aside as you bring your right knee in and right foot down. So I recommend you adjust here. Just make sure you're still okay in terms of on your sacrum, not on your lumbar or your buttocks. Take a moment, inhale, exhale, and notice how relaxing this practice really is. Right? Just nice, gentle release. Now we're going to inhale, bring that left knee up, flex your foot. You can take your left hand to the hip point and just slide up, make sure you're in alignment. Keep flexing the foot and stay here. Lengthen your left buttock away and connect to your breath. Relax the shoulders, finding space. Now we're going to go ahead and reach the hands for the left hamstring and bring that left knee in towards you, flexing your left foot, lengthen the left buttock away, and you're just prepping yourself for a little deeper stretch. Make sure that right knee is still tracking in line with the hip point, so the right knee isn't dropping out to the side. Now we're going to go ahead, inhale, straighten out the left leg, and then exhale, bend, just prepping the hamstring. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. Good, one more time, inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. Now we're going to inhale, straighten, reach for your strap. You're going to go ahead and take that strap, wrap it around the lower ball of that left foot, lengthen the tailbone, and use the strap to give you a little more stretch. As ever, you can adjust the block. I find that if I lengthen my tailbone a little bit more, because my block kind of scooched a little bit, that I can still sustain this and not feel achy. Couple more breaths here. And you can stay here with your leg as is, or straighten the right leg and let the leg drop. Again, you can flex the foot or you can relax it. Just see how you feel. Keep drawing that left leg closer towards you and feel a great big stretch right here in that hip flexor front of the right hip. Good, now we're going to slowly ease up, remove the strap, set the strap aside. We're going to go ahead and bend that right knee, bend the left knee, bring the left foot down, adjust your block as you need to, and then carefully straighten out both legs. You can let your legs flop out. I like to take my hands to my hip points to make sure that they feel good, and then press down on them a little bit. Notice how my back is kind of, my shoulders are pressing down, but there's that space beneath my back. I'm going to go ahead and reach my arms up overhead, palms face up. And this will be our Shavasana, our corpse pose. If at any time it becomes too much for you, you'll just bend your knees, bridge up, remove the block, lower back down, stay there with the knees bent, or straighten your legs to lie on the mat to corpse pose. Now I'm going to start to come out of it by bending my right knee and bending my left knee. I'm just going to pause, give my back a moment. And I'm going to exhale, bring my arms down on either side of my body, step into my feet, and inhale, just lift the hips up off the block, remove the block, and then exhale, come on down and give myself a moment. So if you're in corpse pose, you can go ahead and bend your knees and just pause. Then open the arms out to T. Exhale, release both knees to the left and the head to the right, and just hang out there. Let your right hip point aim toward the left. Keep your right shoulder down. Let your face relax. Good, now inhale, nose and knees to center. And then exhale, release the knees to the right and the head to the left. Let that left hip point draw toward the right. Breathe. Inhale, nose and knees to center. Now carefully inhale, bring the right knee into the chest, hold on to the right hamstring or shin, left knee into the chest, hold on to the left hamstring or shin. Lengthen your tailbone away from you and rock left and right here. Then exhale, curl your upper body up, bringing the nose toward to or between the knees. You can get the nose between your knees. You're going to curl up a little higher as you lengthen your spine. Then your choice, either roll onto the right side of the body and come up in a fetal position, or go ahead and roll up to a cross-legged seat. Kind of got stuck there. Now, because we were in spinal extension for a bit, and it's important to include flexion, let's do one last little bit of cross-legged flexion. So we're going to bring the hands down to the earth, and we're going to exhale, walk forward and fold. Keep rooting your seat, keeping the energy of the body nice and quiet. And now inhaling, slowly bringing the spine back up. Switch the cross of the legs, opposite leg in front. Rest your hands on your lap, close your eyes, and bow your chin towards your chest. Let's bring the palms together in prayer, practice gratitude, grateful for someone and something today. Grateful for you guys and your continued practice. Namaste. I hope that you realized that spinal extension can feel good, right? We don't have to do huge back bends, right? And also spinal extension can be relaxing if we're perched in a way that's more about being present in the poses than it is about growing deeper and deeper into great, big, gigantic U-shaped poses. I hope that you enjoyed today's class, and thank you so very much for joining me. Hope to see you again really, really soon.